This episode is going to be a little different. It's not about a particular neighborhood in Milwaukee. It's about a timeline of places in Milwaukee. This is Milwaukee then and now. This is going to be a great episode. When I think of Milwaukee and downtown Milwaukee, I think of the corner of Water in Wisconsin. Hey, John.
How are you?
We're on the corner of Water in Wisconsin.
Yep.
And this week, our episode is Milwaukee then and now. And when you look around, you see a lot of that.
Both of them, sure, for sure, John. This is the most historic intersection in Milwaukee because this is where the city started. Way back in 1825, Solomon Juneau and his wife Josette put their trading post right here, apparently what's now the north crosswalk of the intersection. And this became the nucleus of all later development. And the reason they built here is this was the first dependably dry ground north of the Milwaukee River. Everything downstream was a swamp.
Yeah. So you really should stay with the river, right? You had to be on the river?
They had to. That was Milwaukee's lifeline, and Water Street ran right alongside it. So this became the main commercial district after a lot of landfill. It was lined with shops and offices for more than a mile, including the one right across the street, still here, the Iron Block. It was built back in 1861 with a facade of cast iron panels that were cast in New York and then assembled here on the site. And this was Class A office space, and one of the first tenants was Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance.
Wow.
In the late 1800s, John, as the west side develops, Milwaukee's commercial axis kind of shifts from Water Street to Wisconsin Avenue, goes from north-south to east-west. But Water in Wisconsin was still the main crossroads.
And they continue to build landmarks?
Sure did, and the most famous one is gone, but it was right across the street, kitty corner from the Iron Block. That was the Pabst Building that was built back in 1892 by beer baron Frederick Pabst. And it was considered Milwaukee's first skyscraper because it had 13 stories.
Is that right? So this corner of Water in Wisconsin, did it attract certain types of business?
Sure did, John. This was the banking center of Milwaukee. At one time, the three big banks here, the Marine, M&I, First Wisconsin, were all within one block of this intersection. So now they're all part of bigger systems, but they were the giants for years.
Can we talk about the modern era?
Sure, John. The 1920s were a growth spurt, and then things got really quiet until some years after World War II. And the most notable building in that period is right here behind me. This is the Marine Plaza, now Chase Tower. In 1961, after buying the entire block, the Marine Bank built what was the first piece of modern commercial architecture in downtown Milwaukee, right across the street from the oldest. The building was designed by the same firm that did the UN building in New York City, and you can see the resemblance.
You can see
the
it.
Same dark glass curtain walls. Yeah. And the plaza here added some really welcome open space to what had been a very dense downtown. This year, as part of Sculpture in Milwaukee, the main lobby here, which the employees call the Birdcage, has been given a really nice floral treatment.
And our most recent past?
1980s, John, is the last big wave of redevelopment down here. That's when the Pabst Building across the street is replaced by the 100 East Building, which looks to me a whole lot like a stripped-down version of the Pabst Building, just with more stories and newer materials. The same decade is the Riverwalk, 1983. It begins right here at Marine Plaza. Now it runs for 6 miles. So now we all have kind of new access to Milwaukee's old lifeline.
So a lot of stuff happened right here, didn't it?
Sure it has. I think of Water in Wisconsin, John, it's almost like peeling back the layers of an onion. Yeah. Going all the way back to Solomon Juneau's cabin. So this has been a hot corner for all of the city's history.
It's great. I'm excited about this. Milwaukee then and now.
Yep. Yeah. Here we are.
Thanks, John.
See you, John.
That is Northwestern Mutual, built in 1914. That is then. That is the tower, built in 2017. That is now. Northwestern Mutual changed the skyline of Milwaukee then and now. So imagine the number of people that have walked through this door.
It withstood the test of time. You'll see a lot of granite and marble and ornate metalwork, and it really conveys strength, stability, and security, which is really important for our company's mission, because we are here for the long term. We provide financial security to our clients. This building was built in 1914, so 100 years ago. And it's been our headquarters ever since. And well, our company was growing, and so we needed more space.
Yeah.
And then our new building is just a couple years old. So this is a typical work floor in our tower. We don't have offices on the perimeter. We put them in the core, and so that way everybody can take advantage of the views, having a more engaging work experience while they're here. This is our terrace on the 31st floor. One of the most common things that I'll get asked is, why didn't you make it the tallest building in the state? Because we're like 50 feet short of the US Bank building.
Why didn't you?
Because we didn't need to. And as a company, we are always about being the best and not the biggest. That's it.
That's it.
This is the size space we need that incorporates all the different spaces that we need for our workforce.
On this campus, let's say there's 4 or 5 buildings, right?
Yes.
And all together, how many people work on the campus in downtown?
There's 4,000 to 5,000 people that work downtown here.
So this is what's called the Commons, yes?
This is the Commons, right.
Yeah.
So this is open to the public, and it's got a lot of great both seating areas for people to come and sit. You have Starbucks that's available, that's always busy. The museum, that used to be in our old East building, which used to be here. And then one of the signature spaces in our whole Tower and Commons design, our 40-foot fireplace. And this area is always busy like this. Doesn't matter what time of day, there's people sitting down, workers get together and collaborate, or they have one-on-one, they have conversations.
As neighbors,
yes,
to come in and have a Starbucks, I mean, it's great.
It's great,
yeah.
And it's used all the time.
I bet.
It's always active. We're now in an employee-only space. We built a cafeteria that could have everybody come together, because we get a lot of work done over lunch as a company, and it's got the best views. So this is our fitness center, so it's around 20,000 square feet, lots of treadmills. Imagine running on a treadmill and looking out over the lake. I think you'd forget that you're running. Maybe.
Probably not, but that's just wishful thinking. When we started the show 9 years ago, I had never heard of pickleball. That was then. Now, that's all we hear about. Pickleball!
We always think about our customer. What would they want to have?
How long have you been manufacturing these?
Since 2011, but PROLITE's been around since 1984. What PROLITE did back then was they developed a whole new different type of paddle, a composite paddle with a honeycomb core to make it much lighter. And it really revolutionized how the game's played.
And every pickleball player is different. I like a shorter handle because it mimics what a tennis racket would be.
You have players coming from tennis backgrounds, ping pong backgrounds, racquetball backgrounds, and one of our jobs is to meet those needs as far as the paddles go and weight distribution and different types of paddles.
This is it.
The length plus the width cannot exceed 24 inches total. They're both paddles, but the longer paddles are called blades.
Out of all of these, what sells best?
Carbon fiber, it's the Black Diamond series.
And it's hard to damage this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's extremely hard. A lot of this carbon fiber is used in space products, NASCAR, aerospace.
Can we talk about who manufactures these and where they're manufactured?
They're manufactured at Pelican Industries in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right here. Employee-wise, how many work here?
We have 15 employees that work here, and we have 4 of those people are dedicated doing nothing but building pickleball paddles. Yeah, that's right.
Even small towns are putting pickleball courts into those unused tennis courts. It's really amazing. The sport is just, it's so accessible, it's for everyone, it's really family oriented.
They're so malleable.
That's part of what took so long to come up with. You wanted an edge guard that would protect the paddle, but also hold up.
And the business is busy.
Yes.
Is it crazy?
It's crazy. We're putting out thousands of paddles per month. It's nuts. My dad always used to say it saves lives, and it really does. It adds years to people's lives.
Do the paddles change much?
They do, yes. And we love it, though. It's great. People love new models. They want to buy a new one. They want the newest, coolest paddle on the market.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to be able to be a part of that and see those first and make them and get them out to the people.
I am in Sherman Park. Then was the tumultuous summer of 2016, and now, rising from the ashes, is Sherman Phoenix. But the initial plan was a juice kitchen.
Just one little tiny storefront doing some great stuff, and now it's 29 businesses. There's basically 3 kind of types of tenants. We have a cultural hub, a wellness center, and a food hall.
What do people want to eat when they come here?
You know, it's a build your own. They're all thin crust.
They're all thin crust.
There's at least 35 entrepreneurs behind those. The vast majority are Black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
This is Queen's Closet.
It's a boutique?
It's resale.
It's resale?
Yeah, so everything in here is donated to us.
Nice.
Our proceeds go back to Grateful Girls. So we help young ladies who are at high risk, as well as some of them are survivors of human trafficking.
More than 150 people are employed right here. Many come right from the surrounding neighborhood.
This is actually my first brick and mortar location.
Everybody wants to see Milwaukee move forward positively.
We specialize in those old Southern secrets, like your grandma's peach cobbler and the pound cake.
Places like this draw us together from all walks of life. And anytime you're in the Sherman Phoenix, you're going to see all parts of Milwaukee and beyond, you know, sharing a table. And that's really what we all need. And this is kind of a really cool space in here, our commercial kitchen. So they have small kiosks upstairs, and they use the commercial kitchen to do a lot of their baking and making, and their catering projects are down here.
Without that access, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I do. And then this is the Phoenix cookie. That's the community cookie. So that's the cookie that is a kind of a combination of just almost everything.
Yeah.
And of course, everything is topped with love.
Bringing all of them together really creates community, does it not?
Yeah, they describe themselves as a family. It's really a family here. So the tenants work together, really build off each other and help support each other. And then really, we call it like a family reunion. When you come into the Sherman Phoenix, you see people you haven't seen in a long time. It's very much a gathering place for the whole community.
Yeah. As a kid growing up on the east side of Milwaukee, we used to take the streetcar. It was the 15 Oakland, Delaware. That was then. Now, it's the hop.
You want to hit the button?
I do.
A lot of people refer to it being as old technology. This is not our grandfather's streetcar. This is souped up technology, 21st century, very comfortable, very smooth. It's a great ride.
How long has it been since the first ride?
So November 2nd, 2018, and really it's a unique way to experience our city.
People are riding the hop to go places.
Almost 9,000 people rode the hop during one day of Bastille Days. Yeah, and it was just great seeing people try to get on and get off to get to the event.
Hop, how did that happen? How did the name come?
We had, I think, maybe 1,000 different names, and really the hop rose to the top. Hop on, hop off.
We like to be considered operators.
Operators. Well, there you go. That works, doesn't it?
We're not moving off the track. We're staying on the track to operate the vehicle.
What's the busiest time for you?
Saturdays.
Are they crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are off work. They want to come downtown. They bring their kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, Saturdays are really busy.
I live downtown, and you hear people who are a little afraid of a downtown.
Yeah.
You know? But this is a great introduction.
You know, absolutely. It can be kind of scary for people. Where do I park? How much am I going to have to pay to park? Well, the beauty is you can come and park down by the intermodal station.
Yeah.
It's much more cost effective. And then hop on the hop and ride it all over downtown, and you don't have to worry about traffic, you don't have to worry about parking. It's a great asset to the city of Milwaukee, and we want people to come down and ride it. It brings back, evokes a lot of memories for people. It's great for the children and families and folks to just come down and experience Milwaukee.
We have 2 miles now.
Yeah.
And what is your hope for this?
So it's no surprise that the 2 miles was never supposed to be the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And really that's the goal, is to get to the nearby neighborhoods and really expand for mobility purposes and economic development purposes.
Yeah. The Marquette University Law School began in 1892. The then for this story is where I remember the law school being, which is Sensenbrenner Hall on Wisconsin Avenue. The now for this story is the Ray and Kay Eckstein Hall, which opened in 2010. That is now the Marquette University Law School. How many law students are there?
We average about 190 law students per class, and law school, of course, is a 3-year program, so figure there are somewhere between 500 and 600 students at the law school. We are Milwaukee's law school. We're the only school in a city of substantial size. That's unusual. So we have, for generations, produced lawyers for southeastern Wisconsin and more generally in Wisconsin, whether it's the prosecutors or the defenders, whether it is the plaintiff's lawyers or the insurance defense lawyers, we're the place that has educated them.
And this is the library floor?
Well, the library is on all 4 floors, and we call it our library without borders. In many places, there's no physical distinction between the library and the rest of the building.
And it was needed?
Yes. So we're really thrilled with the sorts of programs well beyond law.
Your title here is Distinguished Fellow. Define that, please.
It's a second phase of a life that largely was spent wearing makeup and talking out loud for a living. No, it's...
And this is not like that?
No, this is different. No makeup anymore.
Right.
But no, we've built, we'd call it a public square for the region here.
Mm-hmm.
Gradually began to move more and more into what we thought was a badly needed area, so the public policy arena. In this room, where we are right now, we do the On the Issues conversation series, so it's news and policy makers, and it's free. And so they just register on the website, and they can be here and attend. This is a place to, we hope, inspire some good conversations in the community. We do political debates here, and we do the Marquette Law School poll, too. That's where we announce all the poll results in this room with Charles Franklin.
And a really well-respected and listened-to poll that happens right out of here.
We've been accurate, too, which helps.
That's nice. That does help.
It's a lot better than the alternative, yeah, polling, let me tell you.
We're on the south side of Milwaukee in the Walker's Point neighborhood on the corner of 5th and Washington, in front of a building that was built in 1890 by Patrick Cudahy. It used to be a meat market and a grocery store and 2 stories of apartments. In 1938, it became the Polish House, which dealt with arts in the neighborhood. Talk about Milwaukee then and now.
Arts at Large started in 2001, and we were created by Milwaukee Public Schools to bring the arts community together with the teaching community. And we really were designed to help teachers understand how to use visual arts, literary arts, performing arts as engagement tools for students. So everything we've done from the beginning is about academic learning, but we happen to use the arts as tools.
Okay. We are standing in Gallery A, Gallery B, and the Heart Space, so emphasis on the ART. And today we have students from Escuela View here working on mosaic pieces with our resident artist, Leanne Wooten. We work with over 100 different artists in the community here in the city of Milwaukee through all different art forms. It isn't just visual, it's performing arts, music, spoken word, literacy, it's everything.
It's art.
It's art, it's art. We work with anywhere from kindergarten all the way up to high school, and we also work with a lot of adults as well in different programs that we engage them in with our artists and residents as well. Not only can we come to your schools, but we can invite you here to our space too.
I mean, a building like this does take a lot to sustain.
I bet.
And so when we put together this strategy, we had to have some revenue streams in place so that we're not robbing from the programming that we're doing. So we rent the building out, we have weddings planned, and then we also have tenants who are here with us. We have a culinary arts program, and our culinary arts program trains young high school students in the culinary arts industry and service industry. So we thought, well, let's start a cafe. We serve lunch, we serve breakfast. We are also a caterer. So this place is a really active place, but it's also a training place because we are an educational organization.
Sure.
So everything that we do here is all about training.
Did this program start because arts were cut in education in the schools?
No, actually it did not. The problem right now is we don't have enough teachers in the pipeline. And so Arts at Large's job is to help encourage people to become teachers, to be in those classrooms, and then also work with them to create a more engaging environment.
So Michael, this is the Milwaukee Then and Now episode, so why are we at Vincent today?
So the stadium here, John, is renovated. New track, the new stands, the new turf, brand new concession stands, brand new bathrooms for everybody, and it's just a really nice place. And I'm really happy with what MPS is doing for these kids. And it's not just MPS, they've got some great community partners. The Green Bay Packers, the NFL Foundation, and then a local group here who really pitched in and got together and said, look, let's renovate these really old stadiums, and now it's beautiful.
And how are the Vikings doing?
Not bad, not bad. It's a program that's going to get better, I think, under Coach Shane Covington. Right now, they're struggling a little bit, but they'll be all right.
Yeah.
These kids are so proud. This is, they call it the V House.
School of what size, do we know?
It's Division I, so about 1,400 something.
Vincent High School, home of the Vikings.
You
Thanks,
bet.
Mike.
Thanks, John.
Great. I'm in a place called Sanctuary Woods. Do you know this story? This place has an incredible then story, and I'm here right now. And I would not be here without a resource I found, which is a great book called 111 Places in Milwaukee That You Must Not Miss.
Dear Milwaukee, I hope this love letter of a book conveys my respect and admiration, dear city.
You're the author of the book? You're the photographer of the book? Let's talk about where we're standing today, which is one of the pieces from this book. Where are we?
So we are in Sanctuary Woods, which is on the Milwaukee County grounds.
Yeah.
It's an endangered area. It's always threatened by development. It's a really unique ecosystem along the Menominee River that attracts all kinds of migratory creatures.
This area was developed in what year?
Well, the insane asylum was opened in 1880. It was Milwaukee's first.
Yeah.
So this is the women's garden.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So it had a Venetian motif. There was a 1.5-acre lake with an island in the middle. If ever a place embraced the extremes of its civilization, it's you. You've been deemed both the German Athens and the bowling capital of America. There's places that you drive by all the time. You might think, oh, what is that? And then you promptly forget to look it up when you get home. One other interesting thing about this book is it's focused on a lot of the more obscure, lesser known, hidden gem, quirky places, but also if we did feature a known place like the Art Museum or the Milwaukee Public Museum, then I had to find something unique. So for Janet, then we did have to collaborate because she had to know what weird thing I was zeroing in on for the book.
And
trying to pair up the image to go with the story was really important.
This is very exciting for me to talk to you because when I looked at this book, you do exactly what we do, except you do it with pictures and words. Can we talk about some of the other favorites?
Milwaukee Public Market, that corner has a really interesting history. Prior to that, it was the Cross Keys Hotel where President Lincoln took a bath. He stayed up the street at a Tonier Hotel, but the Cross Keys was the one that had the bathtub big enough for him, and supposedly he had better running water. You have Flair Milwaukee.
As a Milwaukeean, you feel proud and just it's exciting. And when I read through it, I mean, tears, you know, you tear up a little bit. It's very emotional and you feel very proud to be a Milwaukeean.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
It really is. Harley-Davidson has been in Milwaukee since 1903, which is a very long then. And today we're at the Harley-Davidson Museum, which is obviously the now.
This is serial number 1. Our museum has a motorcycle from 1903, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, all the way to today.
Yeah.
This photo was taken in 1912.
Yeah.
This is my family, along with their good friend, Bill Harley. 117 years later, our foundational roots are still here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Right.
So our museum opened in 2008. Early on, they were used
commercially,
to help businesses commercially. That slowly evolved into more leisure recreation. When you think about all the people that our company has touched and into the museum, they're not only looking at Harley-Davidson history, they're looking at Milwaukee history.
Yeah.
This is the oldest piece of memorabilia we have in the museum. This is from 1901. What I love about this fabulous museum is...
This is really fun.
It attracts people from all walks of life, from all over the world. So you'll have riders, non-riders, people that are... people that are interested in art, people that are interested in design. We have roughly 150 bikes in the museum, and in here, roughly about 350. The beauty of all of these treasures is that we can rotate them from storage onto the museum floor and then tell people what this represents, what part of history, what is the story.
Feel free to hop on. Thanks.
Harley-Davidson is synonymous with Milwaukee.
Yeah. You better get out of the way, lady! Back in the day, when neighborhoods like this in Bayview were built, this is how it happened. You were on a block, and it was a house after a house after a house. And then in the middle of the block, what was there? There was like a grocery store or a deli, like this place. This place, built in the 30s, used to be a deli, like a Polish deli in this Polish neighborhood. What is it now? It's Sabrosa. It's a cafe and gallery right in the middle of the block. That's how it was, and that's how it is today.
I really believe that the experience here begins at the drive up, and then the whole experience unfolds, and until you drive away.
Right. So if I showed up here on a Saturday morning at 10:30...
I'll give you an apron and a...
No.
Oh.
Just 1 second.
Okay. Wait.
There would be some sort of live music?
Yeah, either I would be at the piano or I've got a couple of colleagues who fill in for me. We do typically classical music. I have 2 degrees in piano performance, so I've been a professional musician for many years.
And now you own a restaurant?
And now I own a restaurant, right?
This whole place is an expression of us, all of our loves under one roof. We're gonna do our shrimp and grits. We realized that Bayview didn't have a breakfast and lunch concept.
Why grits in Milwaukee?
Why not? Because I think, you know, breakfast is an art form, a lost art form.
Mm-hmm. I love it because it's really called Sabrosa Cafe and Gallery.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I love the concept of the gallery.
Our take on everything is so unique. You know, it's fine dining technique, but a casual approach. These are Chilaquiles classic. I try to do a lot of farm to table as much as possible.
Yeah.
I make everything in-house, like 98% of what I use. I take simple ingredients and just make them taste great. Give them some texture, layer it with color, Here you go.
It's delicious.
Sabrosa means delicious. I'm not paying you to say that, right? Is that what? Okay.
No, do you want to? It's up to you. There are so many places in Milwaukee with a storied past, and it's great to know that they're not only still here, but they're building Milwaukee's future. Milwaukee then and now. I'm thrilled to be with my mayor, Mayor Tom Barrett. How are you, sir?
John, it's great to be with
see
you.
So you have an assignment today for this Milwaukee Then and Now episode. You have 30 seconds to tell us why Milwaukee, Wisconsin is the best place in the world to work, live, and play. And Mayor,
in the universe.
That's
In the
what
universe. Let's get it straight.
That's what I meant.
First, let's start with the people. Incredible people. It's like a kaleidoscope. People from all races, all nations, all ages. It's a wonderful place, and people are very nice. Second, you've got America's Fresh Coast right here. Wonderful, wonderful fresh water supply. We love it. Then you've got the three rivers, the trifecta, where you've got development along all these rivers, and you've got sustainability. So it's just a great place to come in the summer, in the winter, to spend your money, John. Spend your money.
You got it, Mayor. You think of the Doris and Kay Eckstein Hall, the brand new law school that opened in 2010.
Doris?
What am I saying? What neighborhood is this?
Do you even look back there?
That's what you all did. I was like, what is wrong?
This has been a fun episode to do.
We wouldn't be able to do it without the support of our underwriters. Thanks.
Thank you.
The Greater Milwaukee Foundation's Ernest C. and Florence M. Shockey Fund, and by the David A. and Nancy E. Putz Fund. The Greater Milwaukee Foundation, inspiring philanthropy, serving donors, and strengthening communities now and for the future.
Michaels Corporation, serving the energy, transportation, telecommunications, and utility industries. Michaels, constructing North America's infrastructure for our future.
We Energies Foundation and Wisconsin Public Service Foundation are proud to support public television. Together we create a brighter future for the communities we serve.
ATC moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.